Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो धारी राय सो हमारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complete level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Paravyasanini Nari Vyagrapi Gruhakarvani Tadeva Swadayatyantaha Parasangharasayanam. This example which is given, it is easier for us to understand the other example which I gave. When a man is acting as a woman on the stage, that time also he has no doubt about his being the man. In the same manner, although we are acting in this world as somebody or the other, this wise man is abiding in this truth. And therefore, he has no doubt whatsoever whether he is divine or not. Now, what are the symptoms of that if we are abiding in our truth? Now, we will see in 123rd verse. Evam tatve pare shuddhe dhiro vishrantimagataha tadeva swadayatyantaha bahirvyavaharan api. Evam pare tatve pare shuddhe tatve vishrantimagataha. When one has come to recognize this principle, I am shamelessly repeating it. We are also shamelessly listening. Experience without experiencer. Knowledge without knower. So, the experience is, it is cold, it is hot. Yes, it is. So what? See? When we will comment on that, then the samsara begins. Therefore, evam pare tatve vishranti magataha. Who dhiraha? Dhira means the one who is functioning with his understanding. Dhira also means patience. Dhairya, same dhatu, so many forms. Therefore, he who is abiding in his divine nature, he will be always at peace under all conditions. That doesn't mean he is sleeping, he is dull-witted, he doesn't understand anything. No. Everything is experienced naturally like anybody, but the difference is he is not influenced by those and therefore he doesn't react. And when we don't react, it doesn't create any impression on our mind. So, because what is the reason? Tad eva asvadayati antaha. Because now he is reveling in that cheerful, blissful being. Therefore, what people say, oh, very good, nice. You know what is our problem? Our problem is twofold. We want to prove something to somebody. And that can never happen. Second thing, we want to make somebody happy. Where God failed to make us happy, we the miserable want to make others happy. Then what should be our approach? Remember, we belong to a democratic setup. Everybody has got a right to be miserable. Tathastu. Don't try to make anybody happy in this world. And you don't have to make anybody miserable. Everybody is self-sufficient. Net result, you are at peace with yourself. See? When you are driving a car and if you are constantly reacting to everything, by driving hardly for 10-20 minutes, half an hour, you will get tired. But if you are driving a car and you are not reacting, you can drive miles together. Exactly the same way, he who is thus abiding in his own being, therefore, tadeva asvadayanti antaha bahir vyavaharan api. Although he is functioning in the outer world as somebody or the other, he is functioning as a son, as a husband, as a brother, as a wife, as a sister, whatever. Although he is functioning in this world, yet he is not influenced by those relational issues. Because Karnataka, he is not getting too much involved beyond limits. See friends, what are the signs of abiding in the truth? First, Duragraha disappears. Duragraha is obsession. We are all obsessed with something or the other. Some people are obsessed about time, about cleanliness, about God, about something to happen exactly as they want. And if that doesn't happen, then they feel miserable. See friends, therefore, evam tatve pare shuddhe dhiro vishranti magataha. If you have come back to your own essential nature, then you are at peace. And friends, the great Mahatmas, they are able to read the contents of an envelope without opening the envelope. We try to prove something. You don't have to prove. They know everything. See? Because we are still far away from our own being. Therefore, remember who is expressing, divine or the devil. Now continuing further, Dhiratvamaksha prabalyepi Ananda swadavanchaya Tiraskritya kilakshani Tachintayam pravartanam. Dhiratvam aksha prabalyepi. You have got all the faculties functional and there are all kinds of freedoms available to you. Meaning, you have got the ability to indulge, you have got the freedom to indulge, you have got the things to indulge freely as much as you want, and yet you are not tempted to get lost in those things. See? The Tiraskruti Akhilandriyani, the Chintayan Pravartanam. See friends, if you are committed to something fully, then there is no question, my mind is disturbed too much. Anybody whose mind is disturbed, only simple reason is he or she is not committed to the truth. Why the mind is disturbed? We want to prove something to somebody in this world. Don't do that. Just be yourself. So, tiraskruti akilakshani tachintayam pravardhanam. See? Do you remember many years before, maybe more than 60, 70 years before, there used to be radio Ceylon. And on that radio Ceylon, on the radio, the music used to come. But that time, all these inventions were not perfected. So we have to hear lot of noise. Kar, 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 kar. And yet, we were interested in a particular song, we used to listen to that. See? Exactly the same way, same technique. Let there be whole world on fire. Hold on to the truth. Don't get lost in this world. So, tiraskruti akilakshani tachintayam pravartanam. Therefore, our faculties are functional, but we are not obsessed to function through those faculties because we are abiding in our own divine being. Bharavahi shiro bharam muktvaste vishramam gataha samsara vyaprati tyage tag buddhistu vishramaha. Bharavahi shiro bharam muktva vishramam gataha. If you are carrying some burden on your head or your shoulder, what we do, immediately we unburden that and with the ha. See? Anything you carry. If it is heavy, the moment we go and sit somewhere, before sitting, we do the prana pratishtha of our hold on, what they call as a purse. In that purse, you can see the 14 worlds, Chaturdasha Bhuvanani. So they will undo that. And then, exactly, samsara vyaprati tyage. When you do not get involved in this world. How do we know we get involved in this world? We think about this world. See? We don't have to think. As eyes cannot see themselves, similarly, mind cannot think about itself. What we do, we complain about the mind. Instead of complaining, find out what exactly mind is doing, what is happening to the mind. Then we come to discover that whatever we have given importance to, that becomes the cause of our disturbance. I will not get disturbed because of my son's examination. Why? I don't have a son, thank God. See? But when I possess something, possessiveness is a burden. Belonging is a freedom. When we become possessive, I want this, I want this, I want that, I want that. When we belong, jo thari rahe so mari rahe. Remember this. Things happen in our life exactly as required. Nothing happens in our life which is uncalled for. Everything is perfectly designed. So, samsara vyaprati tyage, when we just discard too much of involvement in the worldly things. It is for this purpose we have the Vanaprasthashram. Vanaprasthashram is you have withdrawn from your samsaric life. Now let the children do whatever they like. Nobody don't understand. As if you understand. See? They don't get involved. Friends, I tell you from my experience, many places, the young couples suffer because of the old parents. Many places. In one case, the wife's father died and husband's mother died. So husband's father is alone, wife's mother is alone. So they want some support. What to do? This husband and wife, if they break, then we will get our own support. And they triggered in such a manner that a young couple broke away. What can you do to these people? It's not that they are ignorant, illiterate. No, well read, attending to satsang throughout life. But what they have learnt is this. Therefore, samsara vyapati tyage. Don't get involved too much in this world. Then, tadvat buddhi tu vishramaha. So, that experience is called as abiding in the self. Now, if you see small kids, there was a child standing in front of the mirror, small child, and he saw somebody in the mirror as a reflection. And then he was fighting with that, showing tongue, and we are watching from a distance. That is the joy of life. But you go there, my dear child, it is a reflection. All that Satyanas. Don't get involved in anybody's life. One of the most important spiritual practice. Samsara vyaprati tyage tadruk buddhistu vishramaha. So, when experience is happening, experiencer is not born, you are abiding in the truth. When seeing is happening, but seer is not born, you are abiding in the truth. When hearing is happening, but hearer is not born, you are abiding in the truth. Now you are hearing me. In addition, you are also hearing the sound of the AC. But where is your attention? On that sound of the AC or on what I am talking? On the sound of the AC. Friends, choice is ours. You have got both options. See? Therefore, tahadruk buddhi, when the mind is no more involved, therefore nobody is born, then we are abiding in the truth. When you go home, try this. Switch off all the lights in your room, sit quiet, keep the eyes open. Because it is so dark, you cannot see anything. But the eyes are open. So, seeing is happening. Eyes are open. But because of darkness, nothing can be seen. Therefore, seer is not born. Catch that experience. Same thing with the sound. Everything is heard, but hearer is not born. Everything is seen, but seer is not born. So how can the birth of the hearer and seer can be aborted? Only by our simple formula, dekho, suno, mat bolo. When you comment, you are born. When you don't comment, you are what you are. Therefore, Vishrantim Paramam Prapta Audasinne Yatha Tatha Sukha Dukkha Dashayam Cha Tadanandaika Tatparaha. Then Vishrantim Paramam Prapta, then you discover total freedom. Freedom from everything. the worldly objects, the sense organs, the mind, and Mr. Somebody. Vishrantim Paramam Prapta. Then, Audasinne. When? Audasinne. Audasinne means remain indifferent. Either there is a positive involvement in the world, or there is a negative involvement in the world, or the third option is you are indifferent to the world. When you are getting involved with a positive attitude, it will ultimately become a habitual lifestyle. And then they don't want anybody to meddle. See, that's one of the reasons why I don't allow anybody to hang around me is for this reason. They become possessive. See? Suppose somebody, like I go for various retreats, I take my plate, take my food and eat. And then I put the plate in the right place. Somebody will, I say, no, keep away. Why? They have come there for satsang. But then competition. In the morning, you have to go. Now let me tell. Are Dagada, have you come for this? See, friends, if somebody does something, I will only. Nobody should do that. How important it is. Similarly, on my khada, somebody will bring and put flowers. Now, when you put flower and you don't know what it is, you put it, it is all, what is there? Then the other remove that, my flower. And they are making fool of me. Throw everything away. Okay? So, Vishrantim Paramam Prapta Audasinne. Audasinne, when you learn to remain indifferent. You know what is our problem? We want to prove something to somebody. What we want to prove? And to whom? And who cares? I have done so much for him, but he doesn't care for me. Who asked you to do? It was your khujli that you are doing it. Dekho Maharaj, we have to recognize this simple thing. If you want to get freedom from all your activities, remember one simple principle. Whatever we do in our life, nobody needs it. It is our khujli that we do the things. If you are doing, you are not obliging anybody. But then I have done so much. Who asked you? One of the Mahamantra. Who asked you? I have taken Lord's name for so many times, I have committed 1 million times, But nothing is happening. To whom? To Lord? See, friends, these are basics of spiritual life. Whatever you are doing, do it cheerfully, happily. If you don't want to, don't do it, but cheerfully, happily. Come on, I will not do it. Okay, I'm sorry. Over. No guilt, no arrogance. So, Vishrantim Paramam Prapta Audasinne Yatha. When you learn the art of remaining indifferent, then what happens? Sukha dukkha dashayam cha tada ananda eka tatparaha. So what is happiness? Happiness is, I am not telling happiness. What is happiness? When joy comes, you don't become joyful. When misery comes, you don't become miserable. That experience where the experiencer is not born, it is Brahmananda. This you cannot compare with anything. It is unlike anything. If I had to ask, hey, how is this fan? Oh, it looks like a flower. Comparison. If I ask, how is the space like? Space is like space. There is nothing to compare with. Ekameva advitiya. Therefore, this happiness is uncomparable. We have seen earlier three types of happinesses. One is the Vasanananda. After the deep sleep, when you come out, for a few moments you keep on lingering on the bed. That is the carry-over bliss of the deep sleep. Vasanananda. Then we indulge with the worldly objects and we enjoy. That is Vishayananda. And a third, neither you are out of the sleep, nor you are sleeping, neither you are indulging with the worldly things, and yet you are at peace with yourself. Not because, but in spite. That is Brahmananda. Sukha dukkha dashayam cha tadanandaika tatparaha. Continuing further, Agni pravesha hetodhihi Shrungare yadrushi tatham dhirasyo deti vishaye anusandhana virodhini. Earlier it must be happening, therefore they have given example. If somebody, earlier days the ladies used to go on sati. So when the husband dies, they will not leave him. There also they will follow. So they will be climbing on the pyre and they will burn themselves alive. So Agni Pravesha Hetau. If a lady is going to earn or rather enter the fire, that time Yadrushe Dhi Shrungare. That time will she bother? I am going to die. Excuse, let me see my makeup. नहीं यार, मरना है अब क्या देखेंगे. How beautiful example. Agni Parvesha Hetavudhi Shrungari Yadrushi Tata Dhirasya Udite Anus. The same manner, when you are committed and want nothing but the bliss that you are, then Vishaye Anusandhana Virodhini, then how your mind will remain attracted to the worldly things. You can see these days exams are going on. You see the children. Otherwise, they are all the time with the phone, talking here and there. But during exam, after examination. Even the other day, I was going somewhere on a motorcycle. One girl was sitting and she had I had taken also one picture. She had her laptop open and father was driving and she was looking on the motorcycle. Exam, nothing else. Exactly the same way. He who is committed to the truth, you don't get disturbed by anything. If you are getting disturbed by anything, it simply means you are not committed. Therefore, two things I told you, commitment and patience. Unless these two qualities are cultivated, it will not happen. We'll have to work on it. Therefore, as long as the worldly things are of great interest to us, we will keep on running here and there. Then, Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam, they'll be going to the Kumbh Mela, and after having gone there, it is too crowded. Complain. Complaining has become our second nature. When everything is fine, how come everything is fine? Complain. They cannot live without complaining. Therefore, we have to again and again work. Real spiritual practice is we don't react. Our body we take care of. We give good food, good clothing, and we do exercise. So with body we have got two functions. One is we work by the body to earn our bread and butter. And we work on the body, do yoga, etc., to keep the body healthy. Have we ever thought and worked on what is the meaning of working by the mind and working on the mind? Neither anybody teaches us, nor we do know ourselves. So, for the proper functioning of the body, we have to keep the body healthy. Exactly. For the proper functioning of the mind, we have to keep the mind healthy. See? But we do not know what is the meaning of working by the mind and working on the mind. Working by the body we understand, isn't it? We go to the work, cheat and come back. We know that. Working on the body we know. We go in the morning for a walk to return back. We sit down to get up, we get up to sit down. This we know. But when it comes to working by the mind, working on the mind, neither we know nor anybody tell us. Including our own parents and teachers, they don't tell. So what is working by the mind? Working by the mind is a default lifestyle. Anything we see, we have to comment. Anything we hear, we have to appreciate or condemn. We have to get involved in this world, whether invited or uninvited. That is working by the mind. What we call in Hindi as takiya kalam. You know takiya kalam? What I mean? There is nothing to mean, but this is what I mean. It keeps on coming. So, working by the mind is uncalled for comments getting involved in the world. So first, we have to work on this aspect. Working by the mind, if we understood. Now work on the mind to keep the mind healthy. Now what will be the working on the mind? Our Maha Mantra. See, देखो सुनो मत बोलो. But old habit, when the ulti comes, we vomit it out. We can't stop. Because old habit. See friends, watch next time when you go anywhere. Everything we see, but we have to comment all the time. Oh, it is too much. Oh, it's see? Because we are afraid of silence. Those who are staying next to the railway track, they don't get sleep in silence. They want katakat, then they get sleep. Therefore, let us work on the mind. How? Avirodhi sukhe buddhihi swanande cha gamagamau kurvantyaste kramadesha kakakshi vadit kakshativat itastataha ivat itastataha avirodhi sukhe buddhi swanande cha gamagamo. Now this mind or the buddhi, which is not against anything. Whatever happens, it's okay. Haricha. No comments, no reaction, no nothing. Then what will happen? That buddhi is now abiding in the bliss. Bliss is not laughing club. Bliss is you are at peace with yourself without getting bored, depressed, frustrated, angry, etc. You are at peace. Such a buddhi, swanande gamagamo. So, when there is a need to participate in the world, that buddhi will participate. When there is no need, it will be drawn. Like when you are driving a car, that time, if there is a need, we apply brake. If there is no need, the car moves. Exactly the same way, we have to work on our mind. It should be at peace with itself. But if there is a need, yes, get involved, necessary. But not all the time. Learn also to withdraw. And that is what is said here. Kurvanti kramadesha. Example is given. Kaka akshivat itastataha. It is said, I do not know. The crow has only one eye. And his eyes are unlike our in the front, they are sides. Next time you see the crow, if you see left side, he sees like this thing. If he has to see the right side, he sees like this thing. Why? That one eye goes from here to here, here to here. He doesn't have two eyes. In the same manner, this intellect, which is able to freely move in the world and withdraw. Oh, beautiful example. If there is a need, definitely get involved. That is our duty. And there is no need, withdraw. Don't continue involved. Otherwise, we become so obsessed. See, non-stop involvement is obsession. So, avirodhi sukhe buddhi swanandecha gamagamo kurvanti aste kramadesha kakakshivat itastataha. So, like the eyes of the crow goes here and there in the same manner, the wise man is living in the world as required, and yet he is back to himself in no time. Effortlessly. How much effortless? Our condition is like the old ambassador car in which every part makes a noise except the horn. And you are coming from Lonavala or Khandala to Mumbai, and there is a need to apply the brake. But your car is so mashallah. You apply the brake and after 5 minutes it gets applied. You are through. Realize. This is what happens in our life. When that urge to make a comment, to talk comes, we can't hold. For this we have told you this Maha Mantra. Before we talk to anybody on any theme, on any topic, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? I guarantee you, in 99% cases, you yourself will reply, no need. See, what are our talking to others? Appreciation, condemnation, suggestion, giving advice uncalled for. See, we go to the counselors, we go to the psychiatrists, pay, and yet we don't listen to them. When you come free for satsang, do you think they will listen to us? Then why do you talk? Time pass. If I stop talking, do you think anybody will give me food? Papi pet ke liye karna padta hai. If I have this hope, expectation that people change because of my speech, I am living in the fool's paradise. Therefore, ekaiva drishtikakasya vama dakshinaya netrayoho ayati evam anandam dvaye tattvavido matihi. Therefore, Tattvavida, the wise man, he is enjoying both withdrawal as well as participation. Like the crow, sees both the sides, this side, that side. For us, outside, inside, outside, inside. Now, what is that outside, inside happiness? Inside, you are happy, at peace. You don't require any company. You are not bored. One. Outside, you are at peace with everybody. How? Don't get involved in anybody's life. See? When you thus practice it again and again, life is fully lived. You don't have to go to the forest. You don't have to go to Himalayas and complain about cold. See, wherever you are, that is the ultimate place for our evolution. Which tree will grow where? The tree doesn't decide. The nature decides. Exactly which place, which situation, which company is necessary for our evolution, that is provided by the Lord out of sheer compassion and love for us. Take this and you see you can never complain about anything. Then you will come to know one day that when the dream is going beautifully well, it will never break. But in that dream, there is some accident that happens. Immediately the dream breaks. In the same manner, this waking dream going on goody, it will never break. Then one day we get a kick. And then we go to Babulnath for satsang. देखो महाराज, ये वही दर्द दिल है जो उनको पाता है. भगवान भला करे उनका जो दिल दुखाता है. Don't condemn the miseries of life. Every misery is an arrow mark. Like if you get a toothache, is the toothache given to us to make us miserable? No. It is given to us to take our attention. Hey, something is wrong with your tooth, take care. In the same manner, if you get hurt because of any relations, because of any business, because of anything, immediately discover we need to give attention to the process of thinking. Think properly, questions are not solved, they are dissolved. Wrong thinking is the problem. Right understanding is the solution. Then we come to know that whatever happens in our life is for our good. Nothing happens wrong. See? So, ekaiva drishtikakasya vama dakshina netrayoho ayati evam anana dvaye tattvavido matihi. So the wise man is happy with himself as well as is happy with the world. Don't have to do anything, man. When you do something and get something, that is Vishayananda. If you do not get it, then you are miserable. On the contrary, whatever you are supposed to do, you do it happily over. But if we do something, if I do this thing, I will get that and then I will be happy, I am postponing my own happiness in the future period of time. Now those who postpone their happiness in the future period of time, even God cannot make them happy. They will say, Acha baad mein. So Maharaj, you can be happy only now and here. You can never be happy then and there. So, ayati evam ananda dvaye tattvavido matihi. So the wise man is happy with himself when all alone, and he is happy with the world because he is happy with himself. See, a person who is frustrated inside doesn't like happy people around. See? Like, suppose a husband and a wife. Wife is happy-go-lucky. She lands on the bed and in no time she starts the Shivaranjani Rag. Oh, he starts. And his hubby, he doesn't get sleep. He will become angry. Chup! Kitne जोर से again start. Bhagwan created this world for fun. See? Because he is not able to sleep, he will become angry with her. How simple it is. Therefore, if you are miserable inside, you don't like happy people. If you see somebody miserable, chalo, apne jaisa ek mil gaya. Don't justify your being miserable in life. So, continuing further, Bhunjano Vishayanandam Brahmanandam cha Tattvavita Dvibhasha Bhidnya Vadvidyan Vidnavad Vidyan Ubhau Laukika Vaidikau. Like a person knowing two languages. Dvibhasha Avidnyavat, the one who knows two languages. What is his? He is listening in English, but he is understanding in Hindi and telling the other person. Okay? Like the translators. What the Chinese premier says is translated to the Indian Prime Minister through the Dvibhashi. So he understands both. Exactly the same way, Bhunjanaha Vishayanandam. When he, the wise man, is indulging in this world, that time he is going through the Vishayananda, enjoying every moment. See? One example I'll give you. Once I was taking food somewhere with my friend and his wife was serving. So I said, Mama, give me some salt. There is no salt in this. Oh, Swamiji, you at least ask. My husband never asks anything. Why? I said, because he's realized, no, not like that. Tell me the truth. And the truth is, he's afraid of you. If you find out a mistake, go. Get from the Zomato. Do you know why I ask? Because I enjoy every bite of my food that I eat. Vishayananda, enjoy. It's not making everything into one thing and eating. Hare Ram. Are we buffalo or what? Enjoy every bite of your life. And at the same time, don't be entangled in that. Otherwise, last time when I came to your house, you made that Shrikhanda. Can you make it again? So you are carrying the burden of that experience on your mind in the form of impression, liking, disliking. On the contrary, you eat and forget. See, this is most important spiritual practice. Do not create memories in your life. When our memory gets filled, then no more data can be imported. You have to empty the storage. See, friends, but we are not the iPhone or the Samsung. We are directly from the Lord. Therefore, infinite memory. And therefore, not this life. Because of my last life, I have done this thing. Therefore, in this life, I am suffering. Are yaar, empty everything. As if this life's past is not enough to suffer. Therefore, brought forward from the last life. And we suffer. Therefore, drop that stupid thing. Jiva, last life, this life, next life. You are divine. Don't worry about what happened in the past. Dead and gone. What will happen after I die? People will be happy. No, what will happen to me? When you are alive, has anything happened? See? This notion, this principle of birth, sin, merit is only for one purpose. And that purpose is we are all expert in blaming others for all the problems of our life. So when I blame others for the problems of my life, what will be my spiritual practice? Try to improve that fellow. So if the husband wants to improve the wife, what will be that? Ashakyanushtan. Impossible undertaking. Then both will suffer. Dekho Maharaj. Therefore, Bhunjanaha Vishayanandam Brahmanandam cha Tattvavid. So the wise man is enjoying every moment in this relative world. See? Otherwise, don't become abnormal. I'll tell you about this one example. This happened many years before when I happened to go to Badrinath and there was some Mahatmaji and everybody went. I also went to take darshan. So 4 or 5 Mahatmas were sitting on a dais. I went and sat in the audience. He said, no, you come and sit here. So I went and sat next to him. Then he told her, you talk in whatever is your language. Somebody spoke in Gujarati, somebody in Hindi, somebody in Telugu, somebody in Tamil, like that. Then when my turn came, he said, you talk in English. I said, okay. How does it matter whether somebody understands or not? Just a kind of a tamasha. Over. Then we were all going. He allowed everybody to go. Told me, you stop. My God, what happened? That day I discovered his principle. He said, when we were young, we were told, don't study the Mlencha Bhasha, English. Our scripture should not be spoken in English. Therefore, we used to hate English and we didn't study. But today I regret. I should have studied English. And then I would have gone round the world. Gita ji ka jhanda gaad deta. See? Because some kind of obsessions. Therefore, Vishayananda, enjoy everything in this world. But remember, don't become victimized by anything. And enjoyment should not be an obsession. So how to enjoy? You must know what is your position. Who are you at a given period of time? So according to our position, enjoyment should be redefined. Not like animals. Therefore, Bhunjana Vishayananda and Brahmananda. And when withdrawn from the world, there are no regrets. Like this example I give. No regrets. Oh, yaar, I should have enjoyed that. Like some people told me, Hamidi, now we are regretting. We should have come to the Kumbh Mela, but somehow we did not come there. Regret, what can be done? So it was too much of rush. Then take one Kumbh and jump into that Kumbh Mela. The regrets are the worst thing that should not happen to anybody in life. You know what are regrets? Regrets are when we disrespect our own knowledge. Regrets happen. Because we are insulted us. That regret is the one. In the old age, these regrets torture a person in two ways. What should not have been done when I was young? Oh God, why did I do that? What should have been done when I was young? I don't know why I did not do that. In the old age, you have to live 24 hours a day. And if you are not fully occupied, then these old things will surface. And then depression, frustration. In Delhi, one young boy, he came and asked me, Swamiji, please help me. I said, I don't give money to anybody. No, not that. Then, nobody wants me. When I go among the other students in our college, they said, hey, you get out. Then I go, nobody wants me. Why this is happening? I say, I also want to get away. Why people dislike us? Because like a magnet has got a magnetic field, in the same manner, a pernicious personality has got a pernicious field. Nobody wants them. See? Why? Because you are not at peace. If you are at peace, Sarvani Bhutani Enam Samvanchanti. Upanishad says, everybody likes them. Like a flower, does it go to invite people to take the fragrance? We go. In the same manner, how do we know that we are having a perfect balance, Vishayananda and Brahmananda? This is the symptom. Everybody will be at peace and at home with us. And it can happen only if we are not obsessed. We have got lot of obsessions about something or the other. So, Dibhashi Vidyan Ubhau Lokika Vaidikau. So, he is living in the world as well as in his own being. Then, Dukkha Praptavna Chodvego Yatha Purvam Yato Dvidruka Ganga Magnardhakayasya Pumsa Shitoshna Dhiryatha. This thought also comes in Bhagavad Gita. Dukkheshu anudvignamanaha sukheshu vigata spruhaha vitaraga bhayakrodha stitadhi muni uchyate. Here same thing. Dukha prapto na udvegaha. This is another important thing at this spiritual practice. Miseries, if do not make us miserable, we are walking spiritual path. Meaning, don't imagine, miseries will not come. If I have got a driving license, that doesn't mean traffic will be well organized. Your driving skills have to be perfect. Therefore, dukkha prapto na udvegaha. When miseries come, we don't justify ourselves being miserable. We don't justify. See? And yatha purvam yatho. And similarly, if there is comfort, we are not addicted to the comforts, both the things. Dukkheshu anudvignamanaha, sukheshu vigata spruhaha. Not expecting the same comfort to happen again and again. Thode gam hai, thodi khushiyan ye jeevan hai. Instead of that, we keep on expecting the same thing to happen again and again. It is here we go wrong. Dukkha praptavano chodvegaha yatha purvam yato vidruka. Like the person who knows both the languages, he knows both ways. Similarly, the wise man knows the Vishayananda as well as the Brahmananda. Example, Ganga Magna Ardhakayasya. If somebody is standing in the Ganges halfway, the lower part is experiencing the cold and upper part is experiencing the heat of the Ganges. In the same manner, the wise man living in this world is abiding in his divine blissful nature and yet functioning in the world without getting miserable and learn the art of enjoying every moment of life. Because life is a celebration. Don't calibrate what I get. Itam jagarane tattvavido brahma sukham. Okay, you have to chant. Itam jagarane tattva vido brahma sukham tada bhati tadvasana janne swapne tadbhasayate tatha. Itam jagarane, in this manner, during the waking state, Brahmavida Brahma Sukham Bhati. He is experiencing the Brahmananda in the waking state. As a result, even in the dream also he is in the same state. Therefore, please remember, spiritual life is not part-time profession. It is involvement not only during the waking, but waking, dream, deep sleep, same experience. That is what we told you. Meditation is not limited for half an hour a day. We have to live 24/7 in meditation. Meditation is not an action to be performed. Meditation is an experience to be lived. Friends. Therefore, what we have seen from Bhagavad Gita reference, most of the people, for them yoga means only twisting the body. No, straighten the mind. Twisting the body is acrobatics. Straightening the mind is dissolving the mind in the divine. Therefore, itam jagarane tattvavidah brahma sukham tada sada bhati tad vasana janne swapne bhasayate tatha. See, whatever experiences you have during the day, similar kind of experiences you get in the dream. This example I had given, very beautiful example. A child got up in the morning, started crying. So the father asked, "Why are you crying early morning? You are just like your mother. Start your day crying." What happened? "Dad, I had a very bad dream." Anyway, it was a dream, forget about it. What was the dream? "I failed in the examination." Now, what a child can dream? Fail or pass. We also dream similarly. Now, the one wise man abiding in the truth, his dreams will be, he had the divine congregation and all the gods came and there was a satsanga and there was bhajan kirtan going on. That will be the dream. Our dreams are in the satta bazaar, paise lagaye the ud gaye, ab kya hoga? So Maharaj, our dreams tell the quality of our life. Like the child dreamed, "I have failed in the exam." Our dreams tell us where we are. See? So, tad vasana janne swapne tad bhasate tatha. Avidya vasanapyasti itastad vasanothite swapne murkhavadesh swapne murkhavadesh vadev esha sukham dukkham cha vikshate. Therefore, the impressions of the ignorance which are gathered during the waking state, they continue to be in the dream also. And if our impressions are only zero, you will be always at peace. It is so simple, friends. Happiness, bliss doesn't mean something abnormal. The best example we can think is little bit closer. What is divine experience, what must be the experience of the space? Space supports everything, rejects nothing, reacts to nothing, and the most important, doesn't get influenced by anything. Now this we have to apply on ourselves. Like the vision, supports all colors and forms, rejects none of them, doesn't get influenced by any color and form. Now in this, what spiritual practice you have to do? Tell me. How simple it is, my friends. Similarly, mind also. Mind entertains all thoughts, good and bad. Like colors and forms will come to the vision, in the same manner, good and bad thoughts will come in the mind. Why we should insist there should be only red color and no yellow color should come in front of me? You will suffer. In the same manner, why we should be insisting there should be only good thoughts? Where the bad thoughts will go? Mind is not touched by any thought. Now if you extend further, waking comes and goes, nothing happens to us. Dream comes and goes, nothing happens to us. Deep sleep comes and goes, nothing happens to us. Meditation happens and over, nothing happens to us. This untouched substratum supporting all the illusions is our essential nature. Therefore, like the impressions of the day are carried in the dream, in the same manner, the bliss that one has experienced during the waking, Brahmananda, it is carried in the deeps, in the sleep also, or in the dream also. In this manner, we are on the last concluding verse of this 11th chapter. Brahmananda vidhe ganthe Brahmananda prakashakam yogi pratyaksham adhyaye prathamismin udiritam. Now in this first chapter of the last 5 chapters, that is the 11th chapter, Brahmananda vidhe granthe. The name of this grantha, 5 chapters, is Brahmananda, and in this we have seen the Brahmananda Yogananda. Now we have to work on it again and again. Nobody can help us. It is a path by the one, to the one, all alone, without becoming lonely. There is no crowd on the spiritual path. Offer everything at the holy feet of our Lord. What is the name? What name? Babulnath. Babulnath Bhagasi. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.